Hi, a little game called Alvo came out recently, and I thought I'd cover it here on this channel. Let's jump straight into this. So, to begin, Alvo is a FPS shooter. Full stop, that's it, really. But basically, it takes its routes mainly from Call of Duty. Unlike other games like Pavlov and Onward, which try to be a lot more tactical, Alvo tries to be a lot more casual and allow people to have that Call of Duty feel in VR. And this very much is quite blatant with the kind of movement style and gun customization, with it based on leveling and having these kind of unlocked tokens which you get through leveling up. We're going to quickly start off with all the bads, and then I'm going to talk about everything that Alvo does really well. So to begin, Alvo is a very clunky FPS game. So Alvo's control scheme is very clunky, and it's based around the buttons mainly, not really physical movement. And you may be questioning in the gameplay, how am I reloading my mag when I can't even see where it is on my chest? Well, I kind of just had to guess. When you kind of hop into Alvo, you kind of have to try and find out where each and everything is. So you only really know that your grenade is on your right side and your ammo is on your left side. That's kind of just something you have to figure out, that the game doesn't really tell you well. They did say, though, that they are going to cover the controller scheme. So, to be honest, this point's kind of just not even supposed to be here. But I thought it's something to cover before they update the game, as I'm probably going to keep informed if they update this game and it becomes really great. And I'm also probably going to try and cover some gameplay on the channel, so stick around for that. But another thing about Alvo is it has 4 different maps. Alvo's maps are actually quite nice, but the unfortunate thing is they suffer from the matchmaking problem. As, whilst, yeah, I've had matches where they've completely been packed and it's absolutely been fun, just absolute firefights everywhere. But the maps are based around having those bigger teams. But unfortunately, sometimes you'll just end up having it where you just have 2v2s and it's completely one-sided because of one player is just completely better than another player. As well as, the audio system could sometimes mess with you, as there is no vertical audio, unlike other games like Pavlov on PC VR, which I'm used to, which does have that vertical audio, so you can tell where people are through different rooms and how far away they are just based on audio. Alvo tries to kind of do this with, you can kind of hear where people are based on gunshots, but their footsteps are so quiet, it's impossible to tell if they are close or far, because you genuinely can probably pick up footsteps from miles away. Other than the audio system and the matchmaking, the maps are actually really great, as they just fully embrace the style of Call of Duty and kind of CSGO maps, which you're used to within VR. First off, we have House. House is a really great map and definitely has that kind of vertical yet horizontal feel, which we're used to with Call of Duty maps, where they do have that vertical play, but they also have that just straight horizontal play where you're just rushing someone down an alleyway, or you're playing around basically a maze of concrete walls. And I really like that. And then you have Industrial, which is a very long-range map, very horizontal, and very much a big box, but also has a main building which has a bit of vertical play in. But the only downside I do find with this is the spawns are really awkward on Industrial, whilst House has really good spawns, as a lot of the time you won't spawn next to someone. But in this map particular, because of how long the line of sight is, you really do not know where people are shooting you from. And to be honest, when you spawn in and you start getting shot at, you kind of just start getting a bit angry, and that may have happened to me a few times. There's also another map called Monastery, and that map is very much just a very close-range map. It's like Nuketown. It has a bit of vertical play, but it's mainly just very small and compact. This is the map where you're going to very much complain that you get spawn trapped and stuff, as the spawns are very blatant. You can very much tell where each one is, and when you've played the map maybe twice, you can already tell where they are, and it's very easy to learn and go around. So, yeah, that map's okay for the casual feel, but really annoying when you start getting spawn trapped, and trust me, you will when you have some better players on your team. We have Town. Town is actually more like a CSGO map than a Call of Duty map, in my opinion, and kind of gives me that feel of Raid from Call of Duty if I was to compare it to one. It has a lot of in and out play, as well as some really cool routes to run, as you have these swervy streets with not direct lines of sight, but you also have some areas which are made for big gunfights, so you do have that grenade play. But I think I should talk about grenades, since I brought them up, as the maps are great, the grenades not so much, as you can grab the right side to grab the grenade, and sometimes you'll throw it, as you kind of have to do the action of throwing, which I think the developers need to tell us what the action of throwing is, seeing as sometimes it does work when you don't want it to work, and sometimes it doesn't work when you want it to work. So it's very hit or miss, but that's also to do with the control scheme. Hopefully they fix it later. So with most of the stuff out of the way, I'm going to cover just guns and character progression. And yeah, there is progression in this game. It's very much like a Call of Duty game with you earn currency to unlock stuff like basically unlock tokens from Call of Duty. And you also have to only unlock things through actually getting to their level. So meaning you actually have to get to like say level 20 and have enough currency to buy the item. And I think that's really cool. Attachments are based off kills as well, which very much reminds me of stuff back in World at War, if you remember that. And it's really cool. The only thing is the progression system, which that's how you get the guns, is really awkward. I've found that sometimes I'm not able to get the stuff I want. And what I mean by this is the XP in the progression system is a bit hit or miss. I've had it sometimes where I've actually been able to get a load of XP in a match because primarily I've just absolutely just destroyed. And sometimes not so much. I think that suffers mainly from the matchmaking system. But to be honest, that's kind of my fault for playing so early on in the day sometimes. So yeah. But to be honest, the progression system can need a bit of tweaking when it comes to the XP values, as I have literally gone 20 and 10 and just not gotten XP really. I've gone like maybe 2 levels from level 1 to level 3, and then that was it. I barely got any more XP. So yeah, there is that bit of an awkward system, as well as that's really it when it comes to progression. You just have to get a load of kills. That's really what matters in this game. Other than that, we finally just have the game modes, which we have a TDM, free-for-all, and S&D. Basically, your regular stuff for Call of Duty. They don't really act different, other than eventually we're apparently going to be getting a zombies mode and some other more objective modes. So that could be really interesting. The one thing I really can't wait to see, though, is what they do with the zombies mode, as I would really like to see it more based around Call of Duty zombies. And to be honest, like I said at the start of the video, I'll be covering stuff like that when they actually update the game. But for now, I just have this, and I want to do this quick review just to say, right now, if you're thinking of buying this, I actually don't recommend it. Whilst, yes, I've just praised it a load, and I've also said the negatives, I definitely think there's not really a reason to get it. Other than the movement system and somewhat the progression system being unique, there isn't too much that makes this game stand out, as you already have stuff like Pavlov VR. So, yeah, for a Quest player, I recommend not buying it. For a PSVR player, I don't really know what's on your store, but if you have something like Contractors, Onward, or Pavlov, I'd actually recommend getting one of them over getting Alvo. If there isn't any of them on your store, then yeah, get Alvo. It's actually a really fun shooter, but there are better ones. So, all in all, don't get this game right now. Keep an eye on it for updates, and also keep an eye over here for whenever I do tell you about any updates the game has. As well as, if you really badly want to play a kind of Alvo, try playing maybe Rec Room. And I know this seems weird, but Rec Room has a very similar movement style to this game. And by that, I mean Rec Room has both sliding and jumping. And very much, that's kind of what this game sets out to do compared to other games. As other games don't really have the jumping and sliding, unless you count Larcenauts. But this game really isn't Larcenauts. It's just an FPS game. But yeah, I'd really say check out Rec Room. If you like Rec Room's FPS style and you want to have more of a realistic version of Rec Room, there's Alvo. But other than that, that's been me. Right now, last words is do not get this game until they update it. Other than that, I'll see you everyone on the next one. Peace.